Hello, we're back from Corona. Understanding how your payment system works is critical for running a smooth e-commerce business, protecting your customers' data and keeping your costs down. Part of the payment process that online merchants must figure out is their payment gateway. Not only is it an integral part of facilitating transactions, but it also must protect consumer data and privacy. In 2018, of all e-commerce retail login attempts, 90% were from hackers. Ensuring a high-quality payment gateway is the best way to avoid becoming a part of this stat. But what is a payment gateway and what else are they important for? Retailers must make sure this online store is set up for a successful business. So a payment gateway is a part of credit card processing. It's kind of like an invisible cash register for digital transactions. Its job is both to make the transaction fast and convenient and to ensure that it's secure. The gateway is created by your credit card processing company. This is then integrated with whatever e-commerce platform your store is using. When a customer makes a purchase, the gateway securely sends information from the website to the processor, much like a POS terminal does for brick and mortar shops. But how exactly does it work? Though the average customer rarely has reason to think about it, the process that payment gateways facilitate is pretty amazing. In just a few clicks, data is sent across the world between multiple parties. Step 1, a customer places an order and inputs their credit or debit card information. Step 2, the transaction will be labeled a card not present by the merchant service company, which may result in slightly higher processing rates. Step 3, the data is encrypted and sent to the processor. Step 4, your processor sends the data along to a credit card network like Visa, American Express, or MasterCard. Step 5, the transaction is either approved or denied. Step 6, if approved, the issuing bank, which is the customer's bank, notifies all parties involved. And finally, step 7, the steps in this final authorization take only a few seconds. Merchants will receive the funds at their acquiring bank within 1 to 2 days. Okay, so how exactly are payment gateways different from credit card processors? Well, payment gateways allow processors and e-commerce platforms to communicate and complete a transaction. A payment processor is a company that you've chosen to process and secure all transactions. They're also referred to as merchant services. Processors transfer the customer's payment data between the issuing bank, acquiring bank, credit card network, and e-commerce store. Processors may be tied into your e-commerce platform or your point of sale solution, but more often a processor is a third party. Processors that are tied to a POS system leave merchants with no choice and often come with higher rates. The gateway is simply a part of the processor's job. It provides the initial communication involved in an online transaction. Your payment processor is responsible for ensuring the efficacy and security of the transaction. Any online retailer has several options for their payment gateway. Typically, it depends on the size of your operation. First, there are redirect gateways. For smaller retailers, a gateway will redirect a customer from the e-commerce payment page to a payment processor like PayPal. This means that the merchant has the comfort of using an established and secure processor. It does, however, give the merchant less control and adds an extra step in the checkout process for the customer. Next, payment offsite gateways. In many cases, the payment will occur on your e-commerce site, but the actual processing will occur offsite. Again, this makes the process more convenient for retailers, but it leaves you with less control. And finally, on-site gateways. These are the most straightforward way of payment processing. On-site payments are processed entirely on their own servers. The checkout process and payment processing all occur on your site itself. Most larger online retailers employ this so that they have more control over the whole process, making it seamless and efficient. Many people also ask if there are a lot of problems with payment gateways. As mentioned earlier, the vast majority of e-commerce login attempts are from hackers. Additionally, more businesses are breached every year. 2018 saw the largest number of e-commerce data breaches ever, with billions of consumers affected. And consumers have responded to the threat. Though e-commerce sales continue to grow, many consumers are still wary of making a payment online. Malware can make fraudulent payments appear authentic, and data breaches can compromise both payment gateways and remote servers. Gateways also cannot necessarily accept all payment types. This limits the options for the shopper, in turn sending a certain portion away. Prior to signing up for a processor, make sure to check what types of payments they can accommodate. After all, consumers are using a more diverse array of payments than ever. Finally, many payment gateways have trouble processing international sales. Often, even if a gateway can process an international payment or currency, it will come with much higher fees. If your store commonly sells to international shoppers, inquire about the issue with your processor. How about making the payments more secure? Well, simply put, businesses can do this by picking the right processor. Securing the gateway is not the job of the merchant. Instead, payment processors are responsible for a variety of security precautions. They store customer data. Websites often store payment information to make the process more convenient for repeat shoppers. Make sure it's safe. They also encrypt all payment data. Processors must encrypt all payment information to keep it secure. Subscription billing also keeps customer payment data on file. Additionally, all processors are responsible for ensuring that each transaction is PCI compliant. There's some paperwork that retailers must fill out, but your processor should make this easy. Finally, for all online transactions to be secure, the gateway must integrate with your e-commerce platform. Many business owners wonder how they can set up a payment gateway at their store. Well, you're starting in the right place by learning more about how credit card processing works. First, you'll want to select either a hosted or integrated gateway. Again, hosted gateways take the shopper off-site to complete the payment, while integrated gateways keep the shopper on your site for the entire checkout process. Next, if you're already using an e-commerce platform, make sure that the gateway can be supported by that specific platform. Then look into fees. Credit card fees can be difficult to decipher, and small changes can add up really fast. Choose a processor that advertises transparency and gives you options. Also, check out contracts, cancellation policies, and surcharges. Stay away from solutions that try to lock you into long-term deals. Ask about currencies too. If you sell products internationally, make sure the gateway can support various currencies. And inquire about anti-fraud measures. Make sure that the company is taking every precaution against fraudulent transactions. Finally, consider customer support policies. Ensuring that your business can safely accept payments is essential for your basic business operations. So if things go haywire, you need to be able to rely on a strong support team. And that about does it. Hopefully this guide helps you figure out the basics of how this complicated process works. We have a lot of guides to credit card processing, so be sure to check out the rest of our blog and channel. And if you want updates when a new video comes out, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.